Hey Scentsy friends, Jennifer Humlick here from sunny Southern California. Although today it is sunny, but we have had a bit of rain. I'm a star director out of California, and Shantae is a girlfriend of mine that I've met through Scentsy. I think she's absolutely fabulous. She's asked me to do a little video for her team, and I am completely honored to do that. And she kind of let me choose what I want to do the video on and what my strong points are. So I decided to grab what I consider my Scentsy Bible, which I've made through the last 5.5 years of me doing my business. And it's just kind of a few key points that I feel are my strong points and kind of what has got my business to where it is today. So a few of those that I'm going to share with you are succeeding on purpose, customer relationships, and fortune is in the follow-up, which I'm sure you've heard that phrase a ton. I speak it till I'm blue in the face with my team, and I think it's so important. So if you don't mind, I'm actually probably just going to even read a little bit of this to you guys, so that way I don't go too astray and get off topic. I want to give you as many little nuggets as I can, as much little secret sauce of what I use in my business. Hopefully it turns on a little light bulb for you guys. So I'm going to go through it fast. If you need to go back and replay the video, that's what's great about YouTube video, is you can do that and take pieces that you like and leave pieces that you don't like. So, succeeding on purpose. What does success mean to you? How do you measure success? Everybody's idea of success is different, so it just depends on what you want out of your business. From you to me, I can want something big, you can want it as a hobby, so you really got to ask yourself and find out what success means to you, therefore finding out what you want to get out of your business. Some people combine their direct selling business with a regular day job, some combine it with raising a family, some do all of the above, but they come into this business journey and expect a fantasy world where nothing goes wrong. And in doing so, they set themselves up for disappointment and early discouragement. We know that we have plenty of team members that start and quit very quickly. It's highly likely in the direct sales world. But if you can commit to achieving your goals, where even the best plans are going to come unstuck, you'll welcome challenges as part of the journey. When we hit speed bumps, we'll either find a way to remove them or swerve around them. We can't control what happens along the way, but we can control how we deal with the circumstances, and we can control our commitment to our destination. There's no halfway when it comes to succeeding in business. You either want it or you don't. Elite leaders and top builders don't embrace half measures, and they don't make hope their business plan. They succeed on purpose. If we're succeeding, we're doing it on purpose. We're working hard, consistent every day, whether it be even small little goals that we're hitting every day. It's small goals on a consistent track, being persistent and doing it every single day. It's important for us to set goals, set individual goals for each event that you do. So whether it be a party or an event, I'm a vendor event gal. Excuse my pretty robe I have going on here this morning. I usually work my business all day in my pajamas, so this is a real video. You may hear my screaming kids come in. Real deal right here, okay? But it's how I work my business every day. Anyways, set small and long-term goals. So if I go into a vendor event, I am going to have a mindset of a little bit of a small goal, whether it be coming out with hopefully one new recruit or 5 new Facebook friends that I add to Facebook that day. Give yourself little goals. Don't just solely focus on the end goal, because you'll lose sight in between now and then, which could be years from now. Make those small term goals for each event, weekly, monthly. The small ones count the most. So not only the small ones, make something 90 days from now, because when you reach those small accolades, you're going to absolutely appreciate your business and really recognize what you are accomplishing. So making those small-term goals and long-term goals. Writing down your goals makes them much more achievable. If you do not establish your goals, you'll never reach them. If you're not reaching goals, you're standing still. And if you're standing still, you're becoming stale and, in a sense, losing in business. Don't focus or do not confuse goals with strategies. Promoting to a higher level, a new rank, say you're a star and you want to get up to superstar, that's a strategy, not a goal. I hate when people use the words, oh, you're so lucky you got in early with Scentsy, or you're so lucky you have, such a big team. Well, people will say you're so lucky, but I've worked for that. I've absolutely worked hard for that. So don't confuse and think that just some people that are doing well in their business have gotten lucky. In my why story, I always like to let people know that I never did a business like this before I did Scentsy. Never. I had no idea what I was doing getting into Scentsy, but when I did, I fell in love with my business. I decided to go full force. I attended seminars, network marketing seminars. I bought books. I signed up for free webinars. There's so much free stuff online that you can utilize to better your business. So, do I educate myself by professionals out there? Yes. Do I continuously develop my knowledge in this industry? Yes. If you put the work in, it will work. If you put the work in, it will work. So do yourself the favor and commit to succeeding on purpose, because again, no one does it by accident. Moving into customer relationships, starting this business, I was no salesman. Everyone starts this business, say, I can't sell, I'm not a salesman. Well, I was the farthest thing, let me tell you, from a salesman. So I knew that I was going to have to concentrate and focus on something else, which kind of falls into the customer relationships, because I love meeting new people. I love having new friends. I love building my circle. I love finding out what people do. It's just something that really speaks to me. I have a quote that I love that I'll share with you, because I truly believe that it makes my entire business. And that quote is, always give people more than what they expect to get. Always give people more than what they expect to get. When gaining and connecting with new customers, we've got to build that trust. We have to build a friendship. And when we do these two things, that sell is a given. The loyalty from that customer is a given. I go above and beyond with my appreciative gestures, my gratitude with my customers, my personal connection, to make them know that I wouldn't have a business without them. It's absolutely true. I read somewhere at some point that in sales, or any business for that matter, that we need to make our customers fall in love with us. Easy enough, right? If you can manage that, they will never leave you. They will be loyal forever. So regardless if I were to leave Scentsy one day, which I highly doubt that would happen, and I decide to sell chunky peanut butter on the side of the road, I have no doubt that my customers love and want to support me, that they would buy my peanut butter on the side of the road, okay? So you have to be a light in their life, someone that they feel absolutely wonderful when they're around. You've kind of got to give them that fuzzy feeling inside. I know, as cheesy as it sounds, but it's so, so true. So if you can manage any of that, like I said, they'll be loyal for life. They'll never leave you. People in life today, if you think about it, they get nowhere near the appreciation that we should get, nor that we want. In our lives with spouses, kids, bosses, we don't have people genuinely caring about the work that we do. So when I hug my customers as they walk through the door, they enjoy being around me. When I send them elaborate thank yous over text or email, Facebook message, whatever, it creates a feeling of importance to someone out there. I know you've heard the saying, they may forget our name, they may forget our product, but they'll never forget the way we made them feel. Make them feel honored. I don't know if you've ever asked yourself, but I've asked myself, constantly. Sometimes I'll have a customer that I feel there was a connection with, and I don't ever hear from them again. I don't get return calls or emails. I make it a point to follow up and not let that happen. I don't want to be a wham bam salesman and sell them a bit of product and never make contact again. Okay, that's someone I don't want to be. So I teach my team the importance of making that connection and not making a sale. The newbies we all have enrolling on our teams, which I was when I enrolled, I was an amateur. So I had to teach myself to ask my customer personal questions. I had to find a way to make it personal, because again, I was not that salesman. So I had to find another way to make connections. I tell my team that if you can get them to talk about themselves and their daily life, you are Winning! It's a proven fact that people love nothing more than talking about themselves. I Googled that and I actually found it is truly something that people love to do. So let them. If you find you're doing all the talking about your product, talking about your business opportunity, talking about what your paycheck buys you, you're not doing the most important thing, which is listening. You're not listening to them. And if you're not listening, you're not finding out how your product can help them. And you're certainly not finding out how your business opportunity could fit into their life. You've got to build that rapport that leads into them speaking about the most important things in their life. Don't shove your product details down their throat. It'll push them away. Don't be that salesman because nobody wants it. Instead, build the friendship. I always tell people when they're thinking about starting Scentsy, I am in a business of making new friends, because that is so easy to do. And it's something I knew that I would be good at. I'm not a salesman. So I didn't go into Scentsy with a salesman mindset thinking I could sell anything to anybody. I really discovered that it's a business of making friends. So it was a business I knew that I can do. Everyone wants to be heard. They want to be honored. They want to feel appreciated and special. Make your customer feel this way, and I promise you they'll be loyal for life. Let's move on to some other bullet points. Oh, but I do have a story for you that I want to share. I was on a plane maybe 2 years ago when I was headed to boot camp in Idaho, and I sat between two older women, and the best example I could ever share with my team happened on that plane. I knew I wanted to speak about my business as I do with everybody. I knew I had to do so a way that I was taught and be genuine through what is called forming. If you're not familiar with the strategy forming, Google it. It's all over the internet, okay? It's something to learn and something to really use in your business. I talked with these women and I could have written down 100 facts between the two women that I learned about the two of them just on that flight. I got to know them, and once I did, they naturally asked about myself and my flight, which led to talking about where I was going, which of course then led into talking about my business. So I have really learned this through reading books, in a sense of speaking in a manner that make other people ask you about your business. So I have a lot of my team members say, well, how do you talk to strangers about your business? How do you bring it up? In forming, or in another book that it's taught in is by Eric Worre. It's called GoPro. You can get it on Amazon for I think less than $12. There are ways that you can teach yourself to speak about your business that get other people to ask you what you do. And it is truly something very special to practice and learn how to do, because I feel like I'm bringing on just some whole new aspect of my business, mastering this technique. Okay, so it's called forming, and then again, it talks about it also in Eric Worre GoPro book on how to speak to others to get them to ask you about your business. So you're simply answering questions, and I can talk all day long when people are asking me questions about my business, right? So they ended up looking through catalogs, these two women on the plane, the whole end of the flight. I got their names, their emails, so of course I could follow up a few weeks later. Nothing was odd, nothing was forced or uncomfortable. It was just some meaningful conversation and getting to know one another and connecting with strangers. So remember, don't worry about the sale, just worry about that connection, okay? The last little bit I have for you is the fortune is in the follow-up. Ah, I love that quote. So once a sale is over and closed, you can't stop there. You must continue to work. I can't say this enough, that fortune is in the follow-up. If you were a friend of someone and sold something, I don't care if it's Scentsy, I don't care if it's a skincare regimen, if you were a friend, you would call them a week later and ask them how they're doing with it. Did they get everything set up? Is it working okay? Did they start that skincare regimen? If you were a friend, you would simply call to ask them how it's going. Another point in the follow-up that I think is so important, because you're establishing that relationship and that connection, you need to throw in there something personal. You don't ever on a follow-up call want to ask them to purchase more product. Don't do that. It's simply calling to build a little bit more of a connection, to make them think of you, to have you in their head, and to get personal. Make them your friend. So if you're afraid you're going to forget, say from the last time you saw this person, something important, I simply write down on my little invoice cards, Judy's son is having a piano recital next month. So that way when I call and follow up with her, I have something personal to talk about. So that's a beautiful key to do. After you're done asking, you know, how they're liking their stuff, if they got it set up, start to speak to them about something personal. Oh, Judy, how was your son's piano recital? How did it go? Totally get them away from the product and into the friend zone. They'll start talking to you about their family. She's going to tell me about how her son's recital went, and we're on a friend level at that point. So the connection is building, okay? So that is in the follow-up. You never want to be a wham bam salesman. Don't just sell something and never hear from them again. Get their phone number, get their email, get them to add you to Facebook. I will tell you that my biggest nugget that I use is adding every customer that I have to Facebook. I have about 1,300 friends right now, and they're basically all customers that have purchased from me, aside some Scentsy friends, obviously, and some Scentsy other team members. Every time I do an event, a party, I add them to Facebook. I actually even do a little contest that I place on my vendor table, and it has to do with them adding me to Facebook right then and there, because that keeps the connection going. It builds the relationship. I'm not only posting about my Scentsy on Facebook, I'm posting about me, my family, my children, so we're having some sort of bond, okay? So don't ever be the wham bam salesman that never follows up with them and asks them how they're doing. It takes months to find a new customer, and it takes seconds to lose one. I love that, and I always have that in the back of my mind. It takes months to find a new customer and seconds to lose one. If you're doing it the right way, we're making new friends, and a new friend that will be around for a long time, therefore blessing our business and blessing our life. Be a superstar at what you do, the best of the best. People these days are so disappointed in the customer relations area of most businesses that it's really our chance to stand out. I can't tell you how much I'll complain when I need to call the Verizon store and don't get the job done. I know you're like that. You could be on the phone with 5 companies a day and complain about the customer service and how lacking it is. So in a personal business like our Scentsy business, it really gives us the chance to shine, to stand out and go above and beyond. Impress and inspire others, because that's what leaders do. When you get that glow talking about your business, prospects just start to fall into place. A little story about that. I had an acquaintance that I had on Facebook get a hold of me. This was a few years back, and she's been on my team for a while now. She did not even know what Scentsy was. She had never used the product, but she messaged me and said, I want what you have. I want to do what you do, which kind of let me know that I was doing things right. I'm showing people on social media how much I love my business, how dedicated to my business I am. She didn't care what the product was. She said she wanted to be on my team first, and she wanted to know about the product second. That was like a hallelujah. So it kind of told me that I'm doing something right. You know, she wanted the family of what I had going and didn't care what the product was. So that was pretty awesome. I'm going to leave you with a few quotes that I really take serious and apply in my business. It's just little nuggets that I love quotes. I'm like a quote freak. So the first one is, a satisfied customer is the best business strategy of all. Okay, a satisfied customer is the best business strategy of all. Another one is, whatever you do, do it so well they'll want to come back and bring their friends. A quick little note about that. When I have friends bring over referrals to my house to shop, because I have plenty of Scentsy stock in my home, I'm opening the door and they are introducing me and saying things like, this is Jennifer, the one I told you about. So truly make your customers feel special, go above and beyond, and they will want to share you with their friends, okay? Choose to deliver amazing service to your customers. You'll stand out because they don't get it anywhere else. I have had that quote written down from the moment I started my business. It's just truly amazing. Choose to deliver amazing service to your customers. You'll stand out because they don't get it anywhere else, okay? And then one last one, be everywhere, do everything, and never fail to astonish those around you. That's the last quote that I have on my Scentsy Bible with you guys. And that's all that I have. So we're about 20 minutes in. I hope that you can pull a little bit of nugget from that, have a little light bulb moment. If there was nothing that you found that was worthy, throw the video away. But Shantae, again, I want to thank you for asking me to do a video for you. This was my little bit of Scentsy Bible that I shared with you. I hope that it does you well. And if you guys ever have any questions, feel free to friend me, ask me anything that has to do with follow-up or committing to success, making goals. It's just a little something that I was able to share with you with my business. So again, Jennifer Humlick, Star Director out of California. I hope to meet any and all of you as soon as I can, any future events, and looking forward to world premiere. Hope everybody is going and has an amazing day. Talk to you later. Thanks again. Bye.